Do you think set 12 is fun? It's a question I receive a lot, and initially I was a bit hesitant about answering this one. After the playtest, I didn't know how much I'd be able to push the set beyond the usual meta comps. After playing for a few days on the PBE, I can now safely say, yes, you can have a lot of fun with crazy stuff in set 12, and in this video I want to showcase one of my favorite strategies so far. But before we get started, making these videos is hard. I mean, just imagine you waste countless hours to get Magnum Opus, only to find out that it respects the champion pool and your clip is now worthless. Thanks for the bug fix though. I wouldn't be able to do these videos without your support, so I just wanted to say thank you for subscribing to this channel, and hopefully we can reach the goal of hitting 50k subscribers by the end of the set. And surpass Roden. Anyway, let's talk about the most insane strategy you can pull off in set 12, getting a 3-star legendary unit for free with the help of charms. When I actively went for this, it only took me around 2 hours to pull this off. You could argue I simply got lucky, and while it might take you longer, I am pretty confident you can replicate this strategy as well. Now, I promise the setup is a lot deeper than to just roll for a 3-star tier 4 unit and click on Major Polymorph. There is a lot to cover, so let's go over everything step by step. The first part we have to talk about is the augment table. If you're a new player, you might not know this one. In stage 2-1, you start the game with a silver, a gold, or a prismatic augment. This will put you on a very specific path. For example, if you open with a prismatic, then for your next augment you have a 50% chance to see a silver augment, a 30% chance to see a gold augment, and a 20% chance to see a prismatic. After the first two augments are selected, the remaining options are much more limited. In most cases, you only have 2 options left, but there are some exceptions to this rule. One exception worth mentioning has to do with portals. There are some portals that influence which augments the lobby receives. For example, Golden Prelude makes you start with a gold augment. What's important to remember is that this portal does not set you on the middle path. The 3 augment types are already determined in the loading screen, and in this case, the portal is simply overwriting the first outcome. This means in some portals, you might find yourself on a path that isn't possible in the augment table, which makes it more difficult to predict the future. Knowing this table is important because for this strategy we need the silver augment Recombobulator that transforms our units into a higher star level. It can only appear in stage 3-2 or 4-2, which limits us to 4 possible paths. 3 of them have a silver augment in stage 3, and only the path with gold into prismatic has the chance for a stage 4 silver augment. The next piece we need for this strategy are the polymorph charms. You can find the minor polymorph charm in stage 2 and 3, the normal polymorph in stage 3 to 5, and the major polymorph can only appear starting stage 5. Now from here you have a decision to make. How hard do you want to force the strategy? If you want to take the easiest, most reliable approach, this is what you have to do. In stage 2-1, you select the prismatic augment Build-A-Bud, which grants you a 3-star tier 1 unit for free. Once you have this, you can play the game normally, but you're specifically looking for the charm minor polymorph. If you see the charm, you sell every unit you have except your 3-star, and then select the charm, granting you a 3-star tier 2 unit. Now there are very specific cutoffs you have to respect. The minor polymorph has to be selected in stage 2-6 latest. This means if you haven't seen this charm until stage 2-6, you have to be willing to roll your gold until it shows up. There aren't that many charms available at this stage of the game, so it's surprisingly easy to find. There is a very specific reason why the minor polymorph has to be checked off in stage 2-6. Technically, it can still appear in stage 3, but the problem is this: if you open with a prismatic augment like Build-A-Bud, then the only silver augment for Recombobulator can appear in stage 3-2. The normal polymorph can only appear starting stage 3, which means in this setup we only have stage 3-1 to roll for the normal polymorph charm before the augment selection. In case this was too much at once, here is a quick summary. We start with Build-A-Bud, force the minor polymorph charm in stage 2, and then force the normal polymorph in stage 3-1. Unfortunately, you are now facing the biggest RNG bottleneck for this strategy. You have a 50% chance for a silver augment and a total of 6 chances for Recombobulator to appear, assuming you manage to hit both polymorphs. If you don't hit Recombobulator, or you end up with a gold or prismatic augment, then this strategy is a bust, and you can now choose to play out the game, or you forfeit and try again. If everything went according to plan, then the rest of the game is a cakewalk. You should have a 3-star tier 4 unit in stage 3-2 and can relax until you hit stage 5, where you want to force the major polymorph charm to upgrade your 3-star tier 4 unit into a 3-star legendary. The reason why this is the easiest path is because you only go for this with Build-A-Bot, removing the 3-star bottleneck, which allows you to keep your gold to roll for the polymorph charms. Also with 50%, you have the highest chance for a silver augment in the entire game. The only issue here is that you might end up playing a lot of games before seeing this opportunity once, so let's talk about how to force this strategy every game. The second approach is to aim for a 3-star tier 1 unit by yourself. Here you want portals that grant you more gold and augments that provide you with units, gold or rerolls. The difficult part here is not only do you need a 3-star tier 1 unit, you need to have enough gold left to find the polymorph charm by stage 2-6. This is extremely difficult and you have to be super lucky with your opener to reach both of these goals. Assuming you've gotten this far, you now have to roll all of your gold in stage 3-1, hoping to find the normal polymorph to prepare your setup for a potential Recombobulator in stage 3-2. Now I have some good news. There is a less insane approach you can take that will likely yield better results. Since you're not relying on a prismatic opener, you want to look out for a gold augment in stage 2 with a prismatic augment in stage 3. This path gives you way more time than anything else I've mentioned so far, and here is why. You still have a 50% chance for a tier 1 charm in all of stage 3. In theory, as long as you have a 3-star tier 1 unit, you can roll in stage 3-6 until you find the minor polymorph. In stage 4-1, you repeat this process, only this time you have a 50% chance for a tier 2 charm. You sell everything except your 3-star and roll your gold until you find a normal polymorph. Obviously, you will likely take a beating in your lobby, but in a good scenario, you are running around with a 3-star unit and you should have enough HP to make it to stage 4-2. Hitting the Recombobulator makes things super easy because you are more than stable with your 3-star tier 4 unit and HP should not be an issue anymore. So far, I only talked about using tier 1 units, but this doesn't mean you have to start all the way at the bottom. For example, it's definitely possible to reach a 3-star tier 2 unit on a gold prismatic path and simply look for the normal polymorph in stage 4-1. You could also try the same with a 3-star tier 3 unit and just completely bank on the Recombobulator in stage 4-2. The final path you can take is to simply ignore everything, play the game and upgrade your tier 4 carry to 3-star. If you ever reach this point, then it's honestly super easy to close out the game once you find the major polymorph, which also makes me think major polymorph might not exist for very long. Now I did hear reports that the major polymorph can fail, so there is a chance it currently respects the champion pool and it's possible you might not get your 3-star legendary if too many of them were pulled out of the champion pool. If this is the intended interaction for polymorph, then going for Recombobulator might even be the better strategy, since you can be done with the entire setup in stage 5-1. Now you might have watched this video and thought to yourself, this is nonsense. It is way too difficult and way too reliant on RNG. Now I do want to highlight the fact that this setup is about getting a 3-star legendary. It is not meant to be easy. If it was too easy, then Riot would completely stomp this into the ground. Nevertheless, when I was going for this, I was honestly surprised how doable it seemed and how often a run managed to stay alive against all odds. There are tons of augments outside of Build-A-Bot that make the strategy way easier. For example, Prismatic Ticket not only grants you rerolls for your 3-star unit, it also massively helps you to roll for the polymorph charms. Or how about the new augment Beggars Can't Be Choosers that grants you 2 additional augment rerolls for later stages. This can be a great opener in stage 2-1, since you might be on a silver into silver path, heavily increasing your chances of finding Recombobulator in stage 3-2. Compared to chasing Magnum Opus, I feel like this strategy has a lot more promise and can be achieved by any player, no matter the skill level. If you ever try this out, let me know in the comments how it went for you. I hope you learned something and see you next time.
Hey, okay, whatever. That's, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.